Hello students, welcome to the Scratch project called Dino Dance Party. So you've already learned how to create a Scratch account. So this is the screen that you should be on once you've logged in. So there's a couple ways that we can create a new project. You can just go to the top left hand button here, create, or from your account here, you can go to My Stuff. You can have a look at any projects you've created, and then we can go to New Project. Okay, either way, what we want to do is we want to end up on this New Project screen here. Okay, for the title, for the file name, okay, let's first put that. Let's call it Dino Dance Party. Dino Dance Party, and hit enter. Okay, so in this project, we're going to create a dance program where we're going to have a number of characters creating or performing for us. Okay, all right, so the first thing is in the sprites list, every Scratch project comes loaded with this original cat sprite. So we actually don't need this cat sprite in this project. So we're going to right click on it in the sprites list. We're going to right click and we're going to choose delete. Okay. Okay, so in the sprites list now we have no characters here. So in the sprites list, let's click on new sprite. That's this icon here, the little girl with the crazy hair. So let's click on new sprite. And then we'll have a window pop up, the sprite library window. So we're going to scroll down. These are all the different characters you can use in Scratch. So for this project, we're going to use Dinosaur 1. So please look for Dinosaur 1 and then click OK. All right, so now we've got this sprite loaded. Okay, so we're going to create a very simple script for this sprite. So let's make sure that we're on the scripts tab. Make sure we've clicked on Dinosaur 1 and we'll go to the events blocks, the brown events blocks. Okay, and then we're going to grab a when the space key is pressed. And then we'll click on the looks blocks, the purple looks blocks. And then we'll find the block that says next costume, and this should be able to snap directly underneath this first one. Okay? All right, so when you look at the dinosaur on the stage, and then when you press the space bar, you'll see that it runs through different poses of the dinosaur. Now, these different poses are called costumes. Okay, so that's very important to keep in mind. So we can see the costumes by clicking on the Costumes tab. So let's click on the Costumes tab, and you'll see here that if we click on Dinosaur 1A, it becomes highlighted with a blue kind of circle, and then we can run through the different costumes here. So you see that this dinosaur has 7 different costumes. Each pose has the dinosaur doing a slightly different thing. Okay? All right. So let's click back on the scripts tab here. Okay? And let's create a real script here. So let's click on the events blocks and let's grab the when the green flag is clicked. When the green flag is clicked, we'll click on the control blocks, the kind of orange blocks, and then we'll look for a forever loop. Now this is called a loop because you see it's got this little arrow here, so it's always going to be repeating. It's going to create this loop here. So this forever loop should be able to snap underneath the when the green flag is clicked. And then we'll go to the looks blocks here, the looks blocks, and we'll find the next costume block. And then we should be able to put that inside the forever loop here, inside the forever loop. So make sure your script looks exactly like mine. Okay? Now the green flag above the stage kind of runs the program. So when we click on the green flag, you'll see that the dinosaur runs quickly through all 7 poses or costumes, and it doesn't really look very good. It's kind of like a wild program. So let's click on the stop button here. The stop button ends the program, okay? And we'll kind of clean up this dance, okay? All right, so from the script here, we're going to remove the next costume. You should be able to grab that block and move it out of the forever loop. And then I'm just going to move it back into the script's palette here, and it should disappear. So we're going to replace it with something else. So let's go and find the switch costume. So the switch costume 2 block, and I'm actually going to grab 2 of these. Switch costume 2. Now I'm going to keep them separate. I don't want to lock them together. So in the first switch costume 2, I want to switch it and use dinosaur costume C. And then in the second one, I want to switch it to dinosaur costume D. So it's these two poses we're going to use for this dinosaur. All right, let's go to the control blocks, again, the orange blocks, and we're going to grab 2 weight blocks, and we're going to put the first one, snap it underneath the first switch costume 2 block, and then I'm going to grab the second one and snap it underneath the second switch costume 2. And then I'm going to change 1 second, and I'm going to use my keyboard and type in 0.5 seconds, and I'm going to do the same for the second weight block, 0.5 seconds. And now I should be able to snap these 2 blocks to the first 2 blocks so that they're all connected together. And then now I should be able to move all 4 blocks into the forever loop here, inside the forever loop. Please make sure that it's inside the forever loop. You can detach them and you can try it again. Inside the forever loop. The forever loop now should be around these 4 blocks. Okay? All right, so let's click on the green flag again, and now you can see that the dinosaur is now dancing. It's alternating between 2 different poses. It looks a lot more realistic this way. All right, let's click on the stop button. All right, let's go to File and let's go to Save Now. We can tell that even though it's an online program, we can constantly save it ourselves, manually save it. Okay, so let's add some more dancing dinosaurs to the party. So we've already got sprite 1, dinosaur 1, so we can right click and then we can choose duplicate. So we're going to take the first dinosaur and we're going to duplicate it as well as its scripts. So let's duplicate and it creates dinosaur 2. And then we can right click on dinosaur 1 again and choose duplicate again so that we've got 3 dinosaurs. So we've got 3 dinosaurs now. And they're all going to do the same thing. Okay, so let's click on the green flag and you'll see that the dinosaurs all act in unison. They're doing the same thing. And that makes sense because we duplicated the first dinosaur. All right, let's press stop. Okay, so let's create a stage for them to dance on. Okay, so in the bottom left-hand corner here, you'll see that the stage is just blank. Okay, so we can add a new backdrop or a new stage. So if we click on this icon here, choose backdrop from library. Let's click on that. And that gives us all of these options, all of these backgrounds we can use in upcoming Scratch projects. So I want you to scroll down and look for Spotlight Stage. Spotlight Stage. So let's click on that. And then in the bottom right hand corner, let's click OK. Okay. So now you'll see that that stage now appears as the backdrop, our setting for our program. Okay. Okay, so let's click on the Scripts tab. Now remember, we're still on the backdrop, the stage backdrop, and we're going to create a script for that backdrop. All right, let's click on Events. Let's grab a when the green flag is clicked. Let's go to the control blocks, the orange control blocks, and let's grab a forever loop. Snap it underneath the when the green flag is clicked. We'll go to the looks blocks and we'll change color effect. So we'll put that inside the forever loop, change color effect by 25. And then we'll go to the control blocks and we'll grab a wait 1 second block and put it inside the forever loop underneath the change color effect by block. And we're going to change this, manually change it, type in 0.1 seconds. Okay. Okay, so what this should do is this should change the lighting effect to your stage. So let's try it. Let's click on the green flag, and you'll see now we've got all of these changing lights. Awesome. All right, let's click on the stop button. So let's add some music. Okay, so again, we're still on the stage, the backdrop here, and let's click on the Sounds tab. Okay, so let's search for a new sound. Let's click on the speaker button, choose sound from library. So when we click on that, these are all the sound effects that Scratch has built into it. So we're going to look for the one called Dance Around. Now, if you want to preview it, you can click on the play button here. But I know this is the one we're going to use, so I'm going to click on it and choose OK. Okay. All right, let's click back on the Scripts tab. Okay. Now remember, we've got this simple script for the stage. So we're going to add another little script. So let's click on Events. And we always start, well, not always, but we normally start with this block here. When the green flag is clicked, we'll grab a control block and we'll go to Forever, snap it underneath, and then we'll go to the Sounds, and then we're going to grab Play Sound Until Done. Play Sound Until Done, and then we'll put it inside the Forever loop, and it should already be set to dance around. But if it's not, you should have that option there. Now, if you don't, you've done something wrong, so I need you to backtrack and kind of go through the steps again. All right, so I'm going to choose Dance Around. Okay, so let's see what we've done. Let's click on the green flag, and I want you to listen for the sound effects that play when your program plays. All right, let's press stop. Okay, so we're going to end tutorial 1 here. So let's go to File, Save Now. Okay, so make sure you've saved, and this concludes this tutorial 1 on Dino Dance Party. Thanks for watching. Bye.